In this audio, I'm going to take you through a simple but powerful process for releasing emotional distress. It's a blend of Eastern philosophy meets Western therapeutic practice, a form of mindfulness for the emotional body. Like mindfulness, it relies on bringing the attention right into the present moment and what's going on within you. So it utilizes our breath, our attention, our acknowledgement of what's there, and also begins a practice of self-acceptance for what you're feeling and yourself for feeling them. Now, in this practice, I will refer to feelings rather than emotions. This is because emotions are specific. They're clear and distinct, such as the emotion of sadness, or fear, or anger, or embarrassment, or shame, or it may be an emotional state, such as boredom, depression, anxiety, fatigue. Whereas feelings covers emotions, it covers states, it covers sensations in the body, and it covers perhaps even pain or discomfort in the body in relation to a thought or a feeling that you've had. And by sensations in the body, this could be things like, if you can't quite name what you're feeling, it could just be a weight in the belly, or something hard stuck in the chest, or pain in your chest that feels like the sadness or the pain of a relationship breakup. So when I ask the question in this, what am I feeling right now? It's to direct the attention into what's going on inside you, away from the mind, away from the head. Now, this technique relies on breath work, focusing completely into the body and into the emotions, and naming or simply acknowledging what's there, to take you away from the head and the internal dialogue that might be going on. We never know the answers to things if we just stay in the head, but instead, when we do techniques like this, which release the surface layer of emotions and get to a deeper layer of something, or sometimes just simply back to calm, then insights can arise. So to practice this technique, it can be something that you utilize in the moment as you're going about your daily life, because it just takes 2 or 3 breaths to process a single emotion that arises in the moment, such as mild irritation at, say, somebody in front of you at the supermarket. You breathe into it, acknowledge you feel like that, breathe it out. For most emotions that arise during the day, they only last about 90 seconds, a minute and a half. And we experience a lot of that up and down during the day. However, if we're experiencing a lot of negative emotions during the day, then what tends to happen is that we'll begin to contract around them. It's usually what we do anyway. We contract around an unpleasant feeling, and we tend to hold our breath a little or breathe in a more shallow way. Complete opposite to positive emotions, where we tend to take a deeper breath in and out, allow it to expand and move through the body. In this emotional clearing technique, we do this with the negative emotions in order to clear them. Now, the other way of using this is more formally. Perhaps something's been building up all day, all week, or perhaps all month, and you would take time aside when you get home and just sit with whatever's there until all of it has cleared. If you're used to using a meditation practice, you'll be used to setting aside time for yourself anyway. Now, I'm sure we've all experienced when meditating times when we're too agitated to focus. Our mind is too busy, the body's agitated, we want to get up and do something else. So when something like that arises during meditation, you can use this instead. And I can guarantee that at the end of this practice, you'll feel as if you've meditated, for this is a form of meditation on the emotions that are there. So, a word of caution, however, If you're listening to this and you suspect that what's occurring in you at the moment is the tip of the iceberg, that you're going to be overwhelmed, that perhaps something from your past that was deeply distressing or even traumatic may surface while you do this, then I would listen to this, but maybe not take part. Perhaps get in touch with a friend and have them go through this with you, and you can both support each other. Or, as I'm recording this during the COVID-19 lockdown, I'm sure you'll be aware that there's many therapists who are now offering online sessions, myself amongst them. So if you feel that you need extra help, then there are a lot of us here online offering that help. But back to this technique. I'm going to lead you through it, and if you're listening to this and thinking, well, I feel okay, I don't feel any distress, in order to practice this, you could think back over the past week and bring to mind something that when you think about it, you still have a reaction. So just cast your mind over the past few days, and anything that still bothers you when you think about it, bring that to mind. So now to begin, just take a deep breath in and out. Bring your attention down into your breathing and into your body. And now ask yourself, what do I feel right now? What's going on? And whatever you notice, name it or simply acknowledge that it's there. If you can't find a name for it, you just say to yourself, this is here. And continue breathing as fully as possible through it. And now say to yourself, and this is okay. This feeling of is perfectly okay. Or whatever's here is okay. I'm okay within this. Whatever feels most comforting. And just continue to breathe deeply through whatever you're noticing. Sometimes there may come a point where you feel that what you're feeling is almost overwhelming. Just breathe into that feeling. Allow it to keep washing through you and over you. And remembering to continue to accept yourself in whatever's there. If you like to get really close to the heart of what's going on, sometimes you can imagine as if when you're breathing into whatever's there, you're in the middle of that feeling. Like that feeling is a huge plastic ball and you're standing in the center of it, breathing through it, allowing that feeling to do whatever it needs to do. And again, coming back to your breathing and asking again, what am I feeling right now? What's here now? And just noticing any changes that may have taken place. And then knowing whatever is going on, whatever I'm feeling is perfectly okay. Whatever's here is perfectly okay. And sometimes if it gets very intense and you can't even form words, and you simply think, this will pass. Whatever's going on will pass. Knowing that the simple act of breath work and acknowledging what's there with acceptance is powerful in itself. So just continuing to breathe through whatever you notice. And I'm going to leave this running in silence for another minute. And I'd just like to say thank you for listening to this. And if you have any questions, please pop it in the comments section.